Hi, I'm Angela Miller, Executive Director of Susan G. Komen Baton Rouge, and I am here today with Leanne Miracle, one of our More Than Pink heroes that we're going to feature during the Race for the Cure series. Hi, Leanne.
Hello.
I'm so glad to have you here. You tell such a lovely story of a beautiful relationship that you have with this very special lady. And so let's just start at the beginning. You and your dear friend Susan, how did you guys come to connect with Komen?
Susan and I got to be best friends because we lived next door to each other. Susan had a lot of best friends, but I always feel like I was a little special. We were very close and did, all sorts of things together. And when Susan found out that she had breast cancer, I was there with her and her family in the room, and I feel like I've gone through every step of this with her.
Yeah, and that's it. I think that's the case. You have a support system around you, family and those closest friends, and you go through this journey together. It's not singularly. While the primary focus is on the person who's been diagnosed, it's a family unit, a friends and family unit that go through this together, don't they?
Yeah, it really is. I felt like I'd been kicked in the stomach, and it was just devastating to me. And I just wanted to do whatever I could to make it better for Susan.
Yeah.
So I tried to do whatever that was.
Mm-hmm. Well, in a situation like this, when she has such a good support system, when someone is diagnosed, everybody has their role. There's somebody that makes sure that you get all those meals in your home when you're not up to cooking and the family gets fed, and there's somebody else that makes sure that you're getting to those doctor's appointments and receiving all the information that comes at you from a medical perspective. And there's a person that comes in and pats your hand and holds your hand, and that person's important. What role did you play?
Well, cooking wasn't my thing. I could pick up takeout. I guess I was just the person that treated her no different than before. In fact, she said it made her feel comfortable because I didn't treat her any differently.
Mm-hmm. You're the one that kept things normal?
I guess as normal as we could.
Yeah.
There were times that we'd just sit and watch TV. There were times that we laughed about stuff. There were times that, she felt like getting out and doing things, and we would go do that. But I really didn't treat her any differently.
Yeah.
The one time she said she knew she was sick when I hugged her once. So I didn't do that anymore.
You didn't do that again?
I wasn't the hugger.
You were not the hugger. I heard about an excursion that you guys had. Y'all went on the Greater Baton Rouge hunt for the best froyo around.
Well, we had a hankering for some froyo, and we decided to go see what we could find. And we went to several different little places, and the atmosphere wasn't right, or they didn't have the flavor that we wanted. We ended up at a gas station, but it was great. We got what we needed.
They were voted number one?
They were voted number one.
I love it. That's great. That's great. So funny. You talk about the friend and family support, and Susan certainly had it. You guys have been one of the largest teams over the last few years, and also one of the largest fundraising teams. Race Day itself, with that many people surrounding and offering encouragement both to Susan and to all the survivors at large. What are your thoughts on that?
Everybody that knew Susan just wanted to do whatever they could to encourage her and support what she was going through. Mm-hmm. And it's no surprise because Susan just gathers people around her, and they would do whatever it took. Mm-hmm. And if you're not first, you're last. Mm-hmm. So we had to do everything we could to be first.
It was fun watching you guys doing all that great fundraising, and you continue to do it.
All the different ideas, Susan's work friends, her tailgating friends from all over, her kids' friends, her husband's work people. Everybody just pulled together to do whatever they could, and we're thankful that we could do so much. And hope to keep doing it in Susan's memory.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a brave, very brave young lady, her daughter, who actually is the team captain, Kristen Renton. And I can't say enough about her in the middle of all this, being so young and being so strong to go forward and do something so proactive.
Kristen rallies us from Houston. She lives in Houston with her husband and the most precious baby child ever, Maggie. She was just the apple of Susan's eye. That baby was nothing like it. And Kristen keeps in touch with us by text and email and on Facebook, and keeps us going.
Yeah, and you guys honor her memory so beautifully. One of the things that I remember about Susan and her passion was for research, the funding of research. And I'm sure that you have heard her speak about that before as well.
Yeah, we just can't do enough to help the research along. I personally can see a big difference because I guess it was about 15 years ago or so when I first moved here, there was another Susan, and I got to be quick friends with her and saw her through some of her breast cancer treatments. And I didn't understand anything about what I was seeing. But I saw that she was sick, and she was, her treatments, she physically felt sick, and it was a very unpleasant experience for her, and it was hard to watch. But then now we moved to this day and age, and Susan's treatments here were those people are angels. Every one of them they care so much, and they seem to have faith in the medicine that they're using, the tools that they have, and it encourages everybody around them. If they believe in it, then the patient can believe in it, and we can believe you're going to fix our people. It was so encouraging, and it made such a big difference. And Susan wasn't as ill from her treatments. They made her tired and things, but it wasn't the same as I'd seen before. And I know a lot of our fundraising dollars go into local things.
Yes.
And I think that's so important because just about the same time we lost Susan Jolly, just before that I lost my mother.
Yes.
And my mother had lung cancer, and even though she was treated at a state-of-the-art facility, the people it was like the faith wasn't there. They might have had some tools, but they didn't have everything. And it was such a better experience here. I'm very thankful for every dollar that goes into the facilities we have here. I can't say enough good things about them, from the nurses to the lady who brings around the coloring sheets. I mean, little things like that made a huge difference. I only hope we can help them do better.
Yeah, yeah. And the investment from Komen here locally, 75% of those funds that stay here are largely dedicated to making sure that women get screened, that there is transportation for people who need both screening and treatment, co-pays for medical, for deductibles, those kind of things, and then even beyond that, education is so important. The research is bearing out so many things that are allowing us to connect the dots, and how different cancers, there could be some relations there. And so all of those investments made are helping us reach our goal to save lives. Actually, the goal is 50% by 2026 here in the U.S. And so I remember a time when I sat with Susan and a young woman in her 20s, just a year or two ago, and Susan was so adamant about the funding research. That was such a motivator for her. And I remember her telling this young woman, I felt very honored to be able to sit there and hear her say, I'm so highly invested in the research. I have a daughter and a young granddaughter, and if not for me, for them. And that was such a motivator for her. And it seems to have just translated to you all as well.
Yeah, it's what Susan wanted to do, so that's what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
We want to help further what she started.
Yeah, yeah. The race itself. You guys are a presence, like I said, such a large fundraising team, just kind of like we're here, the party can start now kind of group. And so if somebody's coming to the race for the first time, what would you tell them, say a newly diagnosed person or their family? How would you have them understand the race, not having been there previously?
Come over to our tailgate area.
Okay.
And you will soon find some very wonderful people who will make you part of us and help you see that there's encouragement,
Mm-hmm.
there's a celebration for every day.
Mm-hmm.
Just the race in general, seeing this many people in a sea of pink and celebrating the victories,
Mm-hmm.
because there are so many.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many behind those, in the Survivor Parade, those banners of how many years they have survived. It's getting better.
Yeah.
It's getting better, and coming to one of these things helps you have hope.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're the person with cancer,
Mm-hmm.
or you're the caregiver or the friends or the family, it gives you encouragement that you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
You're just absolutely not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps. I guess there's really not a word I could put to it, but it helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah. We try to make those ladies feel like queen for the day. And there's so much festivity around it. And there is a lot of pink. But then there are folks like you that we say are more than pink. And I love pink. I love pink. But it's considered a soft, tender, sweet, fun color, sometimes juvenile. And these ladies are anything but that.
They're tough as nails. And there are plenty of guys there wearing pink too.
Yeah.
There are plenty of guys there wearing tutus and doing whatever they can to support the ladies in their lives, whether it's their mothers, their wives, their sisters, their friends. On our team, we have a number of men that are instrumental in all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen's husband, Susan's husband, Susan's boss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody just, they want to rally around and help, and everybody can wear pink.
Yes, they can. And like I said, be more than pink. You are a strong fundraiser. You're a key component to the race team. I know that. But then in addition to that, after Susan's passing, you and I had a conversation, and you shared a little bit about how you would like to become further involved. Would you feel comfortable sharing a little bit about that?
I just wanted to do whatever I could to help. It's not always about, I can't raise enough money to fix it, but I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
I can help do the graphic design that you need. I can help do computer stuff that you need, or drive a golf cart,
Mm-hmm.
or any of the things that I can do to help. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it for Susan. And my mom said I was pretty good at giving encouragement, so that's why I do it.
Yeah. And you're a wonderful encourager. You are an encourager, both originally to Susan, and I know to your mom, who went through her own diagnosis, to the ladies that you come in contact with, to our staff, and to the volunteers that you're now a part of and a big part of. So all that gorgeous design work that you're going to be seeing throughout the Race for the Cure series here in 2018 is compliments of Miss Leanne and her wonderful talents. So.
The computer does most.
So, is there anything else you want to say?
Everybody can do something to be a hero to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody who's listening should either join a team, donate to a team, or at the very least be an encouragement to somebody who needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs a hero.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for being one of our heroes.
Thank you for letting me.